You ever have those days, maybe even weeks, where you feel like you're just on a hamster wheel, work, consume, scroll, repeat? Well, today, we're diving into a book that's like a splash of cold water to the face, in the best way possible. It's called Build, Don't Beg by Bilal Abdulsamad. And let me tell you, it's not just a guide, it's a straight-up challenge to how we live our lives.
Okay, let's just jump right in with the central question of the whole book. Seriously, this is the one that really makes you stop and think. Are you building, or are you just surviving? It's so easy to get caught in that day-to-day grind, right? Just trying to keep your head above water. But the whole idea here is that we were made for so much more than just getting by. This is a wake-up call to actually start building something meaningful.
So, what does it actually mean to build, don't beg? Well, this phrase isn't just a catchy title, it's a whole philosophy. It's about flipping a switch in your mind, moving from a mindset of scarcity and dependence to one of abundance and self-reliance. It's about taking the reins of your life and saying, okay, I'm the architect here.
And this philosophy is rooted in a really powerful spiritual principle. You see this verse from the Quran right here? This is the bedrock of the entire book. The author frames this not just as a religious idea, but as a practical blueprint for life. See, real change doesn't come from waiting around for someone else to rescue you. It has to start from within. It starts with us.
Okay, so before we can get to the building part, we've got to talk about the trap. The book calls it the consumer trap, and it's a huge part of the problem. Think of it like this invisible prison that so much of modern life is designed to keep us in. It's a life where we're just passive.
And once you start looking for it, man, you see it everywhere. Fast food, fast fashion, that endless scroll on your phone, the infinite buffet of entertainment. The book argues these aren't just harmless fun. They're systems. Systems designed to keep us distracted, dependent, and kind of spiritually numb. They train us to be really good at consuming, but not so good at creating.
And this next quote from the Quran, it's sharp. It's meant to be a jolt. They are like cattle. No, they are even more astray. They are the heedless. Whoa, that's a powerful warning against just sleepwalking through life, right? Mindlessly following the herd from one distraction to the next. It's a call to wake up and live with intention.
And that's the real cost. A life of just consuming, consuming, consuming. It does more than drain your bank account. It numbs your heart. It silences that inner voice, your soul. And it replaces real deep purpose with just reacting to the next shiny thing.
All right, so we've laid out the problem, this whole consumer trap. But here's the good news. There is a way out. The book doesn't just leave us there, it provides a transformative solution. It's called the Producer Blueprint.
In this slide, this is where it all clicks. It puts the two mindsets side by side. On one hand, you have the consumer. It reacts, it takes, it looks for distraction, it asks, what's in it for me? But then you have the producer mindset. This one reflects, it builds, it seeks purpose, and it asks, what can I give? It doesn't just depend on the system, it creates new ones. This comparison is basically the entire thesis of the book in one chart.
And then you get this quote, which is just so powerful. The Ummah is not waiting for heroes. It is waiting for producers. This really reframes our role, doesn't it? It's saying stop waiting for someone else to come along and save the day. You need to be the producer. We need to be the producers in our communities.
So who's the ultimate example of a producer? The book points to the Prophet Muhammad. I mean, think about what he built. He built hearts through faith. He built homes filled with purpose. He built an entire society based on justice. He built institutions, mosques, markets, you name it. And ultimately, he built a legacy that guides over 1 billion people today. And the incredible part? He didn't start with wealth or power. He started with character and a vision.
Now, this isn't just some high-level philosophy. The book gets super practical. It actually gives us the tools for building. And the first, most important tool in this whole toolbox is a concept called ihsan.
So what is ihsan? You could translate it as excellence in the struggle. It's this beautiful concept of doing your absolute best with whatever you have right where you are. And here's the key. You do it as if you can see God in everything you do. It's not about being perfect or showing off. It's about striving for excellence because you're connected to a higher purpose. That's a game changer.
And the book breaks it down into 5 daily practices. First, set clear intentions. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Second, do your best with what you have. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Use your resources with excellence now. Third, push against laziness. Real excellence takes effort. Fourth, avoid shortcuts in your character. Be honest, be on time, especially when nobody's watching. And fifth, elevate others. Use your work to produce good for the people around you.
And that last point, elevating others, that leads us right here. Because this whole producer mindset isn't just about personal success. It's not about building a bigger house for yourself. It's about turning that creative energy outward to lift up your entire community. It's that crucial shift from me to we. I absolutely love this next line. Your block is your first mission field. Your neighbors are your first responsibility. It's so simple but so profound. We get so caught up thinking we have to do some massive, world-changing thing to make a difference. But the book argues that the real work, the most important work, starts right outside your front door. Your family, your neighbors, your local community, that's ground zero.
And this prophetic saying really sets the gold standard for what a successful life looks like. The most beloved people to Allah are those who are most beneficial to others. It's not about your status or your bank account. It's about your usefulness. How much good are you putting out into the world? Are you a net consumer? Are you a net contributor? That's the real question we have to ask ourselves.
And that brings us to the final section, the ultimate goal of all this. Why do we build? Why do we produce? Why do we serve? It's all about creating something that will outlive us. It's about building a legacy. There's this famous teaching that basically gives us the blueprint for a legacy that lasts. It says when a person dies, all their deeds come to an end, except for three things. Just three. A continuous charity, knowledge that people can benefit from, and a righteous child who prays for them. That's it. That's the stuff that echoes into eternity. The good we do, the wisdom we share, and the values we pass down. So we end right back where we started, with a question. But this time, it's not just something to think about. It's a challenge, for you and for me. What are you building that will outlive you? What will your legacy be? The choice, as they say, is yours. And the time to pick up your tools and start building, well, that time is right now.